And we're on.
Good morning, St. Francis Elementary School students and staff. It is Friday, April 24th today. At SFE, we are respectful, we are responsible, and we are safe. Birthdays today and through the weekend, we have Lamont in Mrs. Hoag's class, Haley in Mrs. Casella's class, Mariah in Mrs. Wazorik's class, Milan in Mrs. Wazorik's class. Those are all today, so happy birthday to you students today. Saturday, we have James in Mrs. Geegan's class. And then Sunday, we have Isaac in Mrs. Casella's class, Jacob in Mr. Hafe's class, and Cody in Mr. Bursa's class. Happy birthday to you students on Saturday and Sunday. What do you have for us today, Mrs. Shulman?
I have another really cool experiment to try at home.
All right.
This one is also on density, but it's about how temperature can affect the density of water, because temperature can affect the density of gases and liquids. And so I have my little tower right here, and I have some really hot water and really cold water. Which one should we try first?
Let's do the cold.
Okay, and because this deals with really hot water and kind of food coloring, get your mom and dad's help for this one.
Oh, good idea.
All right, so this is just cold water. Now we saw, that this is all water, this is all water, just a little food coloring in it. So can you want to make a prediction of what's going to happen to this blue water when I put it in?
I think it will go to the bottom.
Okay, so I'm gonna. All right, can you see it?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so is it staying at the bottom like you thought?
It looks like it to me.
So if it's, I don't know if you can see it very well, but it's all down here right now. So now here's my really hot water. It was boiling just a little bit ago, but it's cooled down a little bit. So where do you think this is going to go? Is it going to go to the bottom, middle, mix around?
I'd say all the way to the bottom again.
Okay.
What?
Now wait a second. Just give it a minute. Do you see it rising back up to the top?
Yes, I do.
So it went down because when it was poured in, but now it's just totally coming up to the top.
Wow. There, now I can see it.
A little bit better?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's happening here is that cold water is more dense. So if you remember the sheets of paper last week that I had the polka dots on, and the dense, those molecules were closer together.
Okay.
When I talk about cold water, I like to think about in winter and how, like, if we're waiting outside at the end of recess, we all huddle together. So cold water or cold air is closer together, and that makes it more dense, which means it will sink to the bottom. The hot air, it's like in summer, you don't want people too close to you. You want to spread out a little bit. Yeah. So that makes it less dense, and that's why it's rising to the top. But there's a very strange thing. So here's a cold ice cube, right?
Uh-huh.
But does a cold ice cube sink to the bottom?
It does not.
No. What's really weird is at 34 degrees, so 2 degrees above freezing, water will actually start expanding again instead of shrinking down. So it's kind of like magic, but it's actually science.
Uh-huh.
So at 34 degrees, instead of shrinking, coming down, like this stuff down here, it starts to go and expands out. That's why when you put a water bottle or a bottle of pop in the freezer and you forget about it, It kind of explodes.
So that ice cube, what color did you use for that? Because that just dissipated down to the bottom, right?
Yeah.
Or some of it, that's where the...
Can you see it? It starts streaming down as it's melting.
Now it's turning into cold water, right?
Correct. Because the stuff that's coming off is warmer than 34 degrees.
Right.
It's expanding and more dense than the ice cube that's on top.
Gotcha. That's super cool.
Yeah, and it's something fun that you could do at home, and after a while, the colors will mix.
Uh-huh.
So, you can maybe want to time it at home just to kind of see how long it takes for everything to kind of go back to. This started off as room temperature.
Okay. Super neat.
Oh.
Thank you, Miss Schulman.
Yep, you're welcome.
Kind of looks like a jellyfish, no?
It does.
All right, you can stand and join me for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Students, staff, families, have a great day and a wonderful weekend. Remember, the choice is yours.